This Friday on The Bold and the Beautiful, beauty turns to chaos at Forrester Creations. Hope gathers her team to relaunch hope for the future, unaware that the meeting will erupt into one of the season's biggest scandals. When Dickie Sharp arrives proudly, with Remy Price at his side, excitement turns to shock. Because this isn't just a guest appearance. It's the moment the past crashes into the present. And before the day is over, love, trust, and loyalty will all be put to the ultimate test. The morning begins like a dream. Soft sunlight filters through the high windows of the Forrester showroom, glinting off bolts of silk and sequins. The air smells faintly of perfume and fresh coffee. For a moment, everything feels right, creative, hopeful, unstoppable. Hope Logan stands at the center, her confidence restored, her mind set on one goal: the grand rebirth of hope for the future. Around her, Ivy polishes a set of sketches, her eyes alive with ambition. Electra, radiant in ivory, glows with quiet pride, a young Forrester determined to prove she's more than just a famous name. And Daphne Rose, ever the calm strategist, keeps everyone balanced, her tone measured, her gaze analytical. There's laughter, energy, possibility. Then, the doors open. In walks Dickie Sharp, charming, proud, and just a little nervous. He's carrying his portfolio under one arm and something deeper in his heart, a need for validation. This is his moment to shine. But then he says the words that freeze the room. "Everyone, this is Remy Price." The temperature drops. The smiles fade. Electra's expression collapses from warmth to horror. Her breath catches, her hands curl into fists. She can't move, can't breathe, as she stares at the face that once haunted her nightmares. Because Remy Price isn't just some designer. He's the man who invaded her privacy, twisted her image, and turned technology into terror. And now he's standing in Forrester Creations, the one place she thought she was safe, smiling like nothing ever happened. For a heartbeat, no one speaks. Then the silence shatters. "How dare you bring him here?" Electra's voice cuts like glass. It isn't just anger, it's raw, trembling pain. The room erupts. Ivy drops her sketchpad, her jaw tight with disbelief. Hope tries to step in, murmuring something about staying calm, but Electra's rage is unstoppable. She turns on Remy, eyes blazing. "You think you can just walk in here? After everything you did to me?" Remy stammers. His voice cracks. "Electra, please. I've changed." But his words only fuel the fire. Electra remembers everything. The sleepless nights, the humiliation, the fear of seeing her own face in photos she never took. He didn't just break trust. He rewrote her reality. Ivy steps forward, shaking with emotion. "You destroyed people, Remy. You humiliated me. You hurt us." Her voice trembles with anger and solidarity. Hope looks torn between pity and fury. Daphne's calm facade crumbles as she whispers, "Dickie, what were you thinking?" And Dickie just stands there, silent and pale, like someone watching his entire world catch fire. He glances from Remy to Electra, confusion turning to horror. He didn't know. He couldn't have known. But now he does. Every kind gesture, every romantic word, every night they shared, suddenly feels tainted. The meeting unravels completely. Voices rise. Emotions spill. And somewhere, beneath all that chaos, Dickie realizes this isn't just a scandal. It's the moment love turns into something unrecognizable. Eventually, the shouting fades. The room, once alive with laughter and dreams, now feels empty, drained of color and warmth. Remy stands in the center, desperate, eyes wide and glassy. He reaches out, his voice trembling. "Please, Dickie, you have to believe me. I'm not that man anymore." Electra crosses her arms, tears burning in her eyes. "You don't get to rewrite what you did." Ivy nods sharply, adding, "Some scars don't fade just because you say you're sorry." Dickie takes a step back, struggling to process the avalanche of truth. He replays every memory, the laughter, the sketches they shared, the quiet moments where he thought he'd found real love, and it all collapses into something hollow. The images blur in his mind: Remy's smile, Electra's pain, the shame that now sits heavy in his chest. Hope approaches gently, her tone soft but steady. "Dickie, you deserve better than this." He swallows hard, his voice breaking. "I thought I finally found someone who understood me." But all he feels now is betrayal, not just from Remy, but from himself, for not seeing the signs. Hope's patience cracks. She points to Remy. "He's dangerous. You can't save someone who doesn't want to change." Ivy calls for security. And Electra, shaking but resolute, whispers one final warning: "If you forgive him, Dickie, you'll lose yourself too." As Remy is escorted out, the tension lingers like smoke. The sound of his footsteps fades, but the damage remains, a wound that won't heal easily. Dickie stands motionless, his eyes glistening. He isn't just mourning a relationship. He's mourning the illusion of love, the fantasy that blinded him to the truth. In the distance, Hope quietly turns off the showroom lights. Darkness falls, leaving Dickie alone with his reflection in the glass, a reflection that no longer looks like the man he was when the morning began. Outside Forrester Creations, the night is cold, heavy, and unkind. Streetlights flicker against the dark glass walls, and in that ghostly reflection, Remy Price barely recognizes himself. He's pacing the pavement, his mind spinning out of control. Every face haunts him: Electra's fury, Ivy's disgust, Hope's quiet judgment, and worst of all, Dickie's silence. The silence of someone who no longer believes in you. His chest tightens. His breath comes fast and uneven. He mutters to himself, trying to rewrite the narrative. "They twisted it. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wanted to be loved." But obsession doesn't listen to reason. It feeds on rejection. The more he defends himself, the more unhinged he becomes. A passing car horn snaps him back, but the madness lingers. His reflection in the glass seems to move on its own, lips curling into something cruel. This is the breaking point, the moment where heartbreak stops being pain, and becomes something darker. In a recent interview, actor Christian Weissman teased what's next. Remy won't just fall apart, he'll evolve. The charm will fade, the mask will drop, and what remains will be raw, vengeful, dangerous. The question isn't whether Remy will seek forgiveness. It's whether he'll seek revenge, against the world that exposed him. Because in the bold and the beautiful, monsters aren't born overnight. They're created, by love, by shame, by the need to be seen. And tonight, under the flickering lights of Los Angeles, Remy Price is no longer a victim of heartbreak. He's becoming the villain of his own story. While Remy's shadow lingers outside, inside Forrester Creations the world feels quieter, yet heavier. Hope Logan stands by the empty design boards, the scent of tension still in the air. She's thinking about Dickie, about how fragile the human heart can be when it's been betrayed. She knows that heartbreak has a way of changing people. Her father, Deacon, learned it the hard way. And now, his son might be walking that same dangerous path. History repeats itself, she murmurs softly, as if saying it out loud could somehow stop it. Meanwhile, Electra and Ivy find strength in each other. For once, competition is replaced by compassion. Two women bound by survival, not of business, but of trauma. They talk quietly, processing everything that happened, promising themselves that Remy's darkness will never touch them again. In the corner office, Dickie sits alone. The lights are dim, his sketches scattered like broken dreams. His phone buzzes with unread messages, but he can't look. He stares at his hands, the same hands that once designed beauty, now shaking from betrayal. He loved Remy. He believed in him. He thought he saw light in a man everyone warned him about. And now, that light feels like a cruel illusion. But maybe, this heartbreak is the lesson he needed. Because pain has a strange way of rebuilding you, sharper, wiser, stronger. Hope checks in on him before leaving. "Don't let this break you," she says gently. He nods, eyes still fixed on his sketches. Maybe breaking is the only way to start over. And as the camera pans across the Forrester showroom, the fabrics, the lights, the empty chairs, one truth lingers in the silence. Redemption doesn't begin with forgiveness. It begins when you finally decide to walk away. So, what happens when love turns into obsession, and obsession turns into something far more dangerous? This Friday's Bold and the Beautiful leaves us with a chilling reminder that even in the world of glamour, truth has teeth. It cuts through lies, through masks, through the perfect smiles that hide the deepest sins. Dickie's heartbreak could become his awakening. Hope's compassion might be the anchor holding him steady. But Remy Price, he's the question no one can answer. Is he spiraling into madness, or simply revealing who he's been all along? And what about Elektra and Ivy? Will they truly heal, or will this nightmare follow them into the next chapter? Because this is the Bold and the Beautiful, where every victory is fragile, every love story is laced with danger, and every secret exposed leads to another one waiting in the shadows. So, Bold fans, what do you think comes next? Will Dickie find redemption or revenge? Will Remy rise as the next great villain? Or will someone else fall victim to a love that burns too bright to survive? Drop your theories in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more. Because in Los Angeles, even love wears a mask, and eventually, every mask has to fall.